Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Yasharallah. Call Haloyim Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kwadash. For blessing our elders with the spirit of truth, so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Aquafis, keeping the faith in the work. Shall keep at it. This your brother Obaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 64, and verse 8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." Right, this devil has real deal been spilling the beans on himself. Sleepy Creepy Joe, more so. Cause he halfway see now anyway. But I remember this man said this, right?
We are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it, and we've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So,
Right. New world order. We got to lead it. Right. And I've been keeping up with what's been going on in China, with China and Taiwan. Notice he said it's a new world order and we have to lead it. That means that it's other individuals out there that's also in the fight for leadership of said new world order. Right? One thing China been doing is been going digital. Been doing it. Right? Now, since China been going digital, I'm talking about with cash, I'm talking about with security. I'm talking about they got a social credit system over there to where if you speak out against any of the ideals of the heads that be in China, your social credit score goes down. You mean you can't just operate in society normal. And this ain't something new that's been spoken. Right? I've been saying this for the longest, and the men of the Lord been saying this for the longest. The daughter of Babylon trying to catch up. And we just saw, he just said, it's a new world order out there, and we have to take charge. We have to be the leaders of it. Right? It's something called central banking digital currency. Right? Everything's going digital. And just ask yourself this. As far as electronics go, where does the majority of those things come from? They come from China. Right? One of the largest countries to develop semiconductors or microchips. That's Taiwan. Right? I've been saying this, but the devil would have you believe that this is all about democracy. All right, hold on one second.
Taiwan is a fascinating experiment in terms of democratization. You've got a relatively liberal society. One way that people have seen that globally is that it's the first place in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage.
It's an island of less than 24 million people, and yet its economy is close to one of the top 20 in the world today.
But this wealthy, democratic island is not considered an independent country by Beijing. China has long viewed Taiwan as its lost territory and threatened to unify with it by force.
我们不承诺放弃使用武力。
民主的台湾，每省的政府不会屈服于威胁、恫吓。
Under Beijing's pressure, only 15 states in the world recognize Taiwan today, down from 23 in 2016. And one key country is not on that list, the United States. The US is Taiwan's biggest ally, although there are no formal diplomatic relations between the two. The US is Taiwan's biggest arms supplier, has close economic ties with the island, and is likely to defend it.
We are going to hold China accountable to follow the rules.
So how has Taiwan become the most volatile issue between the world's two greatest powers?
Right? The hero democracy to the rescue. But we all understand, anytime these folks talking about democracy needed in a place and the daughter of Babylon got to step in, you best believe it's something in the ground that they want. It's something in their territory that is needed to further the dominance of the daughter of Babylon from the Middle East, or from the so-called Middle East to Taiwan. It's something in there, whether it be oil, gold, whatever. It's something in there that they want. Right? Hold on one second.
With the US considering a crackdown on chip makers in China, semiconductor wars have taken a new turn. The US is now planning to place a limit on exports of American chip-making equipment to China. The latest move is aimed at halting China's advances in the realm of semiconductor production and protecting American firms. Under the action being considered, US officials would ban the export of tools to China used to make microchips with more than 128 layers. Tensions between China and the United States over the tech sector are nothing new. The US Congress last week approved legislation aimed at helping the United States compete with China by investing billions of dollars in domestic chip production. The US has also proposed a Chip 4 alliance, which would include South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan as a collective strategic partnership of global chip manufacturing powerhouses. The US Senate has also voted to advance a bill that would provide $52 billion in subsidies to domestic semiconductor manufacturers and maintain America's competitive effort in a bid to establish an edge over China. WION's business editor, Sumit Chaturvedi, gets you more on that story.
Let's try to find out why is there a chip fight going on between US and China. Let's start with knowing the importance of chips or semiconductors. Well, these chips are used in all the devices across the world right now, from laptops to even mobile phones and advanced cars. Also, these are used everywhere, and they...
So, but asked a good question. What are these chips used for? Right? Now we're gonna go a little deeper into this to get some more understanding. Let's check the news. So this is an article in Business Insider, right? Titled, Russia and China are brewing up a challenge to dollar dominance by creating a new reserve currency. Right? The value of the dollar has been falling. And this ain't nothing new. It's been going on. The proof of that is something simple of the day, right? Like a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread costs so much more today than a loaf of bread 10 years ago. The same bread, same ingredients, same everything. But since the value of the dollar has been going down, the prices of things have been going up. Right? It ain't because it's some brand new item that's been introduced, or a new ingredient, a new flavor, new paint, new whatever. Same old, same old. Just like vehicles, for example. Right? Every year, the price of the same vehicle goes up. Right? They may tweak the bumper of it a little bit, but it's using the same amount of materials. But the price of it is going up. It's not because of the vehicle. It's because the value of the dollar is dropping. Because the dollar ain't based off of nothing. It's based off of debt. Right? So, let's see what this article says. says Russia and the other BRICS countries are working on an alternative reserve currency that would rival the IMF's SDR. All right, let me see. Okay. Says Russia is ready to develop a new global reserve currency alongside China and other BRICS nations, and a potential challenge to the dominance of the US dollar. Notice I said earlier when this video first started, when this epistle first started, the central banks around the world are creating digital currency, right? And it's not coincidence that they're doing so. Notice what Sleepy Creepy Joe said. It's a new world order out there, and we have to obtain leadership of it. Right? You got countries that are bucking up against the status quo. They're going against the daughter of Babylon, and it's written in the word. That's Ezekiel chapter 38. All right? The daughter of Babylon is done, is fallen, and this is its attempt to cling on to leadership, to cling on to that head honcho title. But it's over with. It's over with, man. Right? It says President Vladimir Putin signaled the new reserve currency would be based on a basket of currencies from the group's members, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. What's in Africa? Man, you got all kinds of elements, all kinds of natural elements in Africa, man. Right? And not just in Africa, in China, in Taiwan, right? They have things in the earth. It says the matter of creating the international reserve currency based on the basket of currencies of our countries is under review. Putin told the BRICS Business Forum on Wednesday, according to a task report, we are ready to openly work with all fair partners. Meaning they ain't studying the daughter of Babylon or its dollar or its friends or its allies. They moving in key positions around the world so that they don't have to go to these individuals. They trying to go independent, right? And the daughter of Babylon is like, nah. So in order for us to keep that head honcho state, we have to create a whole new. And that whole new is digital. Because they don't have anything. The dollar is based off of nothing. It's based off of debt. Debt is only honored by power. If you are losing power, that debt is no longer honored. For example, in this place right here, right, where we at right now, we're in the daughter of Babylon right now. Say the value of the dollar tanks to the point to where it costs you $200 to go buy a loaf of bread. Who gonna honor that? Who is going to go work, right, at some job to buy a loaf of bread for $200? The power is gone. So if the power is gone, then that means that dollar is worth trash. Even though they say the dollar is worth this amount of money, so if you got this amount of money, you can go buy this. Ain't nobody gonna respect that. And that's exactly what we're seeing. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. I know a lot of people, man, what you mean, man? The gas going down. Everything is not based off of what you see at the gas pumps, man. Right? Been trying to tell folk this for the longest, man. But let's go into scripture. All right, let me go to the book of Obadiah. Verse 3 says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. This is Yahweh that's doing this, man, because it's time. Many meaning tekel, right? It's been found wanting. The daughter of Babylon has been found wanting. Its time is up. So you got a debt to pay, and ain't no way around it. You can't create some whole new thing in order to avoid what you got coming. You got judgment coming. All of us do. Every soul, every person, every being on this planet has a judgment due. Right? Well, people-wise, you got a judgment. Right? And you can't run from that. Right? Read the book of Jonah, man. You can't run from that. Right? Let me see. Let me go to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 5. It says, "A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape." Right? Ain't no running from this. You just got to deal with it, man. And to be real with you, you need to go ahead and implement what you're going to implement, because at the end of the day, the harder you go bucking up against what's due you, the harder the Most High going to go. And that means the closer we are to real freedom. Right? And real talk, the mindset of the Most High's people in this place, when you speak about freedom, like real freedom, is laughable. Right? That's the mindset of the Most High's people in this place, because they don't understand they still slaves. Mentally, you still a slave. You calling yourself everything but what you really are, and you fully believe that. You fully believe that. You don't buck against anything. You ask no questions. Mentally, you enslaved. And it's sad, man. And you promise something so much more, so much greater than what you are and what you're involved in right now. Even us in the truth, we are promised so much greater than what we dealing with now. Right? But we just got to endure until the end and see that. How about you, man? Shout out to Zalman, that number. You are too, if you're hearing this and you understand. Right? Let me go to let me see where I want to go. Let me go to the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 18. And I'll end with this. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 5. It says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and power hath remembered her iniquities." That's why we're seeing all these end time prophecies unfold before our eyes. Right? And that's also why every move this devil makes, it gets constantly exposed. Every move. Right? Every law, every war, every whatever, it gets exposed because it's time. Right? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, it's time. This the end. It's the end times, man. The scripture says in the end time, this devil gonna get exposed. And that's exactly what's happening. Right? So like scripture says, ain't nowhere to run. You can't run from that, man. You just got to deal with what's coming. So go ahead and do what you're going to do so we can get at. All right, so with that, how about Shemi Awashai Ratazah? These precepts in this video were edifying. Call Halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Harakak Wadash. Shalom Yashala.